Welcome to the ISBA Section and Committee Officers Orientation. I am Russell Hartigan, the 2017-18 ISBA President. First, please accept my appreciation for your commitment to the association and to the profession. Section councils and committees are the backbone of the ISBA, and your leadership is vital to the success of these groups. In this video, we will briefly discuss what is expected of you as an officer and provide suggestions for having a successful year. You will hear from 4 professional staff members who will address legislation, continuing legal education, programming, ISBA publications, and working effectively with your staff liaison. In the coming year, I'm asking that you focus on these 3 tasks. Are you prepared to lead your council or committee and set forth realistic goals? And if so, you should select a limited number of worthwhile, doable projects, 2 or 3, and then devote full resources to making the project successful. Understand and enhance your fiduciary role by being fiscally responsible with your meetings and projects. Money does matter, and our councils and committees have been very good at staying within their budget. Remember that ISBA's most important responsibility is to provide great services for our members. This should guide all of your efforts. Thank you for watching. Should you have any questions related to the video, please contact your staff liaison. I'm looking forward to serving as your president, and I'm looking forward to working with you. Have a wonderful year.
Hi, I'm Jim Covington. I'm your Director of Legislative Affairs. Thank you for tuning in and listening. On the legislative procedures and process for section councils and committees, I'm going to just go 5 points real quick. The first is the General Assembly moves at warp speed. Sometimes that doesn't work in good concert with our section council calendaring, so that's why we go to these listservs to use as a triage to see what's bothering you, what you like, what's really hitting a nerve, and that's what we use this for, just sort of take your temperature on that. So I encourage you to appoint a 3-person subcommittee for legislative procedures to sort of collate and sort of do this for the section council, because sometimes the overwhelming number of bills that we send you kind of overwhelm you. And that's important too. The second point, if there's something you didn't get that you think you should get, just call Jill, Kim, or I, or email us, and we'll send it right out to you. It's important in the General Assembly, if you're opposed to a bill, to be able to say why in a very cogent, succinct manner. Legislators will accept if we don't like a bill, if we can tell them what's wrong with it and how to fix it. It's sort of like a relationship. You can't say no all the time, but if you say no, but if you do this, we'll be okay. And as a final thing, anytime you have any problems on legislative research or need some help, just please pick up the phone or email us and we'll be happy to respond. Thank you.
Hello, ISBA Section and Committee Officers. I'm Jeannie Heaton, your Director of CLE. We're all caught up in the Alexander Hamilton musical craze sweeping the nation. So taking a cue from Hamilton's 10 dual commandments, I'm going to share our 10 CLE commandments to help us work together to revolutionize ISBA Law Ed. I'm going to switch to the webinar format, slides and audio, to demonstrate what's available to you for your CLE programs. So here we go. CLE commandment number 1. It would be enough if you would read the CLE chapter in your officer's training manual. CLE commandment number 2. CLE coordinators, they get the job done. So please notify us of your appointment of a lead CLE coordinator. And because CLE coordinators are young, scrappy, and hungry, send them to the training program on Thursday afternoon of annual meeting. Please note, this is a new time. CLE commandment number 3. What comes next? Access all the CLE resources you need on the ISBA website. We have a CLE coordinator page with all the details they'll need, and an ISBA faculty webpage. We invite you to encourage your speakers to check it out. If you don't find what you need online, please contact your CLE committee liaison or staff. CLE commandment number 4. Don't throw away your shot at the date reserved for your CLE program on the Master CLE curriculum calendar. We have already tentatively reserved your dates for spring semester 2018, and these assigned and available dates will be announced by annual meeting. The fall semester 2018 assigned and available dates will be announced at mid-year meeting in December of this year. The advantage of pre-assigned dates includes certainty for identifying your top speakers and booking them, and more advance notice so attendees can save the date. CLE Commandment number 5. Blow us all away by filling out the proposal forms thoroughly and completely by the proposal deadline. This will help tremendously with publicity and marketing. CLE Commandment number 6. Our online CLE audience is growing nonstop, and they view CLE like they are running out of time. So join that audience. Take an online CLE course yourself. About 80% of ISBA CLE hours are viewed electronically. Yes, I said 80%. Your biggest audience is online, so plan your programs with the online viewer in mind. Your speakers will have even greater exposure through the online audience, so choose quality speakers who will provide quality materials. And as a side note, please choose speakers who don't just read from their PowerPoint slides. That is our most common evaluation complaint. The CLE world has turned upside down, and live on-site program attendance is declining dramatically due to technology, the need for attorneys to be in the office, and ISBA's free CLE. CLE Commandment number 7. You want to be in the room where it happens, so choose your program format carefully. Your options include webinars, the format you're now viewing with slides and audio. The advantage is that speakers don't have to come to Chicago, so you can select the best speakers you can. And in the webinar format, speakers can read from their notes since they are not on camera. Another option is webcast, streaming as live video from the ISBA Chicago studio in a format that looks like what the other speakers in this video are using. We recommend short 1 to 2 hour programs for webcasts. The third option is live on-site programming. We recommend full or half days, and these are all recorded for the online catalog. CLE Commandment number 8. What did you miss? Maybe you missed the recent MCLE rule change. Beginning with the 2-year reporting period starting July 1st, 2017, attorneys must take at least 1 hour of diversity and inclusion and at least 1 hour of mental health and substance abuse MCLE in their 30-hour requirement. So please incorporate these topics into your programs to build our ISBA catalog options. CLE Commandment number 9. This is very important. History has its eyes on you. So we have an assignment this year to help the best programs stay alive in our online CLE catalog. Your assignment is this. By the first business meeting after annual, review the online CLE Top 50 list and review all your section's online CLE catalog programs. Determine deficits in your subject areas and plan programs to fill those deficits. Determine if any content should extend beyond the typical 2-year from filming expiration date, and ask ISBA staff to apply for an extension of accreditation. Report to your CLE committee liaison by the mid-year meeting on your findings and your plan. This is your very important assignment. CLE Commandment number 10. The CLE committee and ISBA staff would be helpless without you, and we will never be satisfied unless we are the ones who tell your story and help you make your programs a success. Contact us anytime. In closing, I'm going to tell you one last time that ISBA has the best section and committee CLE programs in the business. Thank you again for coming up with those great topics and for identifying those great speakers. Here's to working together for a revolutionary year of ISBA Law Ed.
I'm Mark Matthewson, ISBA Communications Director. I'm here to remind you that if your group has a paid membership, and that's true of all sections and a few committees, nothing you do is more important than producing a section newsletter at least 4 times a year. You're hearing a lot from the ISBA about your role as leader of a section council, and that's important. But you're actually leader of a much bigger group. You're leader of a section made up of dues-paying members. We're talking hundreds, even thousands of lawyers. Those members won't be at your council meetings taking part in the great discussions you're having about new legislation and other developments, but they will get your newsletter. For these people, the newsletter is the most visible and tangible benefit of section membership. The ISBA promises section members they'll get at least 4 newsletters a year, and thanks to your good work, they do, with very few exceptions. In fact, some section members get as many as 12 newsletters a year. Thanks to you and your hardworking editors and authors, the ISBA produces more than 200 newsletter issues a year. We have one of the largest and most productive state bar newsletter programs in the country, probably the largest. So, what can you do as a section leader to help your editors produce great section newsletters? 2 things. First, select your newsletter editor or editors as soon as you can. It helps if you choose your editorial team before the annual meeting. You should communicate that choice to Katie Underwood, who manages our newsletter program, and she'll be reaching out to you. Remember that up to 2 of your editors are entitled to meeting reimbursement even if they aren't on the council. The second thing you can do is to make newsletter production a standing agenda item at your meetings. Monitor newsletter production and make sure you're helping your editors meet their production goals. Brainstorm topics at your meetings. Assign council members to write articles and reward them when they do. Editors tell us it really makes a difference when section leaders make newsletters a priority. Finally, don't hesitate to reach out to me, to Katie Underwood, or to other people on the ISBA staff when you need help with newsletters. If there's any way we can help, we will. And thanks for your service to the ISBA. We couldn't do the good things we do without you.
Hello, my name is Melissa Burkholder, and I am the Director of Section Services at the ISBA. I wish to address 3 topics with you today. First, overall description and duties of section and committee officers. Second, pro tips of running meeting. And third, how to work with your professional bar staff effectively and why getting this right is so important. First, let's address the duties and responsibilities of the chair. The chair, consistent with association policies and overall mission, guides the group in its work outlined by the group's mission on the direction set by the Board of Governors. There are 5 main responsibilities of the chair. 1. Work with your staff liaison to develop a work plan that will allow the group to effectively and efficiently fulfill its responsibilities for the year. 2. Conduct meetings and communicate with the group on a regular basis. 3. With staff, ensure the work of the group and the subcommittee is carried out between meetings. 4. Guide the group in proposing ideas that will further the goals and objectives of the association. And finally, make recommendations to the Board of Governors via the Scope and Correlation Committee where appropriate. And unlike the role of the chair, the vice chair has less of an obligatory role. The vice chair assists the chair in guiding the group's work and provides support by moving members toward active participation, decision-making, and achieving consensus. The secretary's responsibility is recording the minutes. Prior to each meeting, your staff liaison will provide you a copy of the agenda to help you while you're taking the minutes. Minutes, whenever possible, should be sent back to the staff liaison within 2 weeks of the last meeting. With the general definitions outlined, now I want to address the concept of leadership. Leadership is more than chairing a meeting. It involves preparation, facilitation, productivity, and motivation. Here are a few quick tips. Prepare for your meetings. Don't plan to meet until you are prepared to use members' time effectively. As a leader, efficiently facilitate all discussions by ensuring inclusiveness and full participation. Guide, mediate, probe, and draw members in and stimulate the discussion. Keep the group productive between meetings. Provide the group with goals and deadlines within the group's scope of work. Ask your staff liaison for help. And finally, as an officer, motivate the group to participate and create buy-in at meetings throughout the year. Our next topic covers a few odds and ends, or housekeeping items. Your section or committee has a budget, and this budget is set by the Budget and Audit Committee. This budget is allocated from member travel expenses and meeting expenses such as meals or facility rentals. Your budget is not used for events, sponsoring non-ISBA related programs, or any CLE programs. CLE programs are separate and managed by the CLE department. Next, let's address two quick ISBA policy and rules. From an ISBA historical and practical perspective, it would be accurate to say that there are no bylaw provisions or standing policies that require business meetings to be strictly conducted in Robert Rules of Order. However, it is best practice to conduct business meetings in this way. ISBA Bylaw 3.8 states that section councils and committees are prohibited from making any public statement on behalf of the association unless it has first been approved by the Assembly or the Board of Governors. Reports, recommendation, or other actions of any section council or committee may be released as such actions of the council or committee only when it has been determined by the president of the ISBA and meets certain criteria. To set your agenda for your next meeting, first, work closely with your staff liaison in developing the agenda. Sequence the agenda items thoughtfully. Meetings are like many team sports. The group needs to warm up together before tackling the tougher work. Start the meeting with the agenda topic that will most likely unify the council or committee, which will set the stage for working together. It is suggested that difficult topics should not be placed at the end of the meeting when people are more likely to not tolerate difficult discussions. Prior to each meeting, your staff liaison will send a draft agenda for you to review and make changes as necessary. Once you are satisfied with the changes, your staff liaison will disseminate the agenda and all corresponding materials to the council or committee. This brings us to our final topic, working effectively with professional bar staff. Staff liaisons are professionals. They serve as an informed resource to the officers and members of the council or committee. Liaisons assist the chair in facilitating discussion and activity that addresses the group's charge. They work with the chair to ensure that all committee work is consistent with the association's goals and objectives and report to the section and committee officers on the decisions of the Assembly, Board of Governors, and Scope and Correlation Committee. Staff liaisons are often called the association's jack of all trades, as they have a wide breadth of knowledge to share with leaders. Staff liaisons are familiar with governance, parliamentary procedure, finance, communication, and meeting planning. Why is getting this right so important? Getting this right will make you look good. Your colleagues will look to you as a leader. Your general comfort level will begin to increase the more you practice these techniques. Getting this right will add to your already long list of accomplishments. It is also important because it lays a firm foundation for your advancement within the ISBA as well as other organizations. The biggest reward will be your own fulfillment. Being an officer of a section council or committee is hard work. However, we hope that you enjoy it. Your commitment to the council or committee will not go unnoticed. If you find yourself with any questions before your first meeting or throughout the year, contact your staff liaison. We are here to support you. Thank you for your time.